So I've been working with JavaScript a lot recently, and I noticed that a lot of people have trouble with one concept in JavaScript, and that is callback functions. Now you might have seen something that looks a bit like this in JavaScript from time to time, and it really throws a lot of people off, I've noticed, so I thought I'd make a short video about what this whole thing going on is. And we're going to start from the beginning, and it's not going to make a whole lot of sense when it starts, but you'll see how everything ties together at the end. The first thing is, it's very easy to understand that you can assign numbers or strings or anything like that to a variable. But one thing that throws a lot of people off is that you can also assign a function to a variable. Now this function is saved in the variable of fn. So if I do console.log fn.toString, you'll see that the function is down there. And what are the implications of this? Well, basically what it means is you can pass around functions the same way you can pass around a string, a number, or any other type of thing like that. So it's pretty intuitive, even for beginners, to be able to pass parameters into a function and have it do something. So like var a, var b, return var a plus var b. And then let total equal sum a and b. And let's say and that makes sense. It's pretty straightforward to use. You'll see 3 down here. That's the answer. But is there any real difference between doing a and b and assigning them to variables and doing 1 and 2? Well, not really. It probably makes sense to do this with numbers, but you can also do this with a function. So you can do like let total equal sum. Obviously this wouldn't work, but it's just to show concepts. Function. Now this is where the essential concept of a callback function comes in. You're passing a function as a second argument to this method. So if you're doing for each on an array and passing it a function, this function is going to be passed everything you want to do, or is going to be passed that number and the index, and you can do whatever you want to do with that. So now see, sum is 10, so that's right. So just to get the concept across, let's make our own function with our own for each function. The first parameter is going to be the array, and the second parameter is going to be the callback function. So what you do is for let I equal 0, I less than array.length, I plus plus. Probably seen that enough if you've been working in programming at all. And what we can do now is callback with array at I and I. So to review real quickly, you're going to pass an array, and then you're going to pass it a function, and it's going to go through every element and call that function on that item, passing that function the first argument of the item in the array and the second argument being the index. So it works according to plan. And that part's pretty straightforward. But the other part about callback functions that's very important is that it's like telling, it's like saying what you want to do once you have a result. And sometimes results won't be immediate. The simplest example of this is a set timeout function. So what this does is it's going to say, in 3,000 milliseconds or 3 seconds, do this. And there you go. 3 seconds passed and it's ready. So that allows you to do something like this, where you won't immediately have the results. So, took 3 seconds to run. And that's the basics of callbacks.